How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to review the Monster Open Free AC100 Bluetooth earphones. Now they call these the Bone Induction or Conduction earphones, but they have nothing to do with that actually. And in this video I'm going to talk about these. I've been using them for a while and I'm actually quite impressed with them. I didn't think I would like them as much as I do, but I really do like these. They are very nice. So I will have some affiliate links in the description, so make sure you check them out. And I'll start off with the specifications. So these are Bluetooth 5.3. These are waterproof with the IPX5 rating. These have a 16mm dynamic driver, which is quite impressive. They have a frequency range from 20 to 20 kHz. And they have 5mW rated power. The earphones themselves are just 10 grams, which is very nice and very light. But the dock itself is actually about 40 grams. So overall, yeah, it's actually a pretty light setup, but it isn't the smallest earphone that I've seen. And let's just go over the battery life. So these can go up to 6 hours with a single charge on a single earphone. And then when you need to charge them, you can charge them in the dock, and they take about 1 hour to charge. And so these do have pretty decent battery life. Now overall, you get about a whole day's of use. Now they do have Type-C to charge, and they do charge up pretty reasonably fast as well. So it takes about 1 hour to charge up the whole dock as well as the earphones. They have a 30-hour standby duration and 300 mAh batteries in the dock, and each of the earphone has 50 mAh batteries inside, so that's pretty cool. Now these are actually very cheap, and they are quite impressive because they are very cheap. So these are just £10, and that is just amazing. Now as far as the connection goes, I haven't had any issues with these. They've been pretty solid, no issues at all with the connection. You do have this so-called open design, and I'll show you the other side. You'll see the driver right over there, and you can see the left and right, and you have an ear hook. Now this unfortunately doesn't bend very much. It's very solid, so it doesn't bend. So as far as comfort goes, I haven't really had any issues honestly, but some people do prefer having a more flexible ear hook. And you do have this back pack over here, which I'm assuming has the battery inside and all the internals. And then you have the driver in here. And you also have some touch interface, so you can touch these to play and pause the videos and audio. And then you can do different gestures. It has an LED on, so you can see what it's doing. And it blinks either white or either red, depending on what's going on. And you do have an LED in the dock as well that shows you what it's doing, is charging or it's not. Compared to a lot of earphones out there, these are pretty big, and you can just tell simply by the size of the driver. These are 16mm drivers, and so they are pretty big, and you can see just in my hand how big these are. But they are actually very comfortable. Now this open design does have its positives and negatives, and I'll talk more about that in just a moment. But I do want to talk about what I do like about this open design. So these are the equivalent of having open back headphones, or actually a bit better than that. They're more like having speakers just outside your ears, and that's essentially what these are. These are speakers that sit right outside your ears, and they do have a really big advantage compared to closed back headphones or earphones, and that is that because these are open, they do have a very easy to listen to sound. They don't fatigue you at all, and so that has been very nice to use. Now also, these are very comfortable. You don't have to worry about pushing them into your ear canals or anything like that. These are just very easy and very simple. They're very easy to wear as well. They're very lightweight. I can't really find any fault. These are very comfortable to use, and so the comfort is actually really good. I'm quite impressed with the comfort from these earphones. As far as build quality goes, nothing amazing, but these are very cheap. Okay, let's talk about one of the things that you will be missing from these, and that is isolation. Because these sit outside your ears, they don't block anything off. There's no isolation whatsoever. If you do look at the listing, it does say there is noise reduction and all that kind of stuff, and active noise cancelling. That has so much to do with the microphones, nothing to do with the sound and the earphones, because these physically just can't block any sound off. It's open design, you'll be able to hear everything around you. And also what that does mean is that everybody else will be able to hear just a little bit of what you're listening to. So the sound leakage from these is quite high. Unlike closed earphones or earbuds. So these are very loud, especially when you're playing them at loud volumes. You'll be able to hear the tinny sound in the corner, but when you're playing quiet volumes, you can actually enjoy using these, and it won't be much of an issue with other people around. Unless they get close to you, then they will be able to hear what you're listening to. So as far as privacy goes, and that is something to take note of. Okay, let's talk about the sound quality. Now these have a slightly warm sound signature. With this kind of design, it's not very easy to make a really good sounding headphone. And Monster has done a really good job with the sound. The only thing I seem to be missing personally from this is the extension in the bass as well as in the highs. Now it's not as bad as might make it sound, because they sound really good, and I've actually been using these more than a lot of the other earphones and headphones that I've got, because these are just so easy to listen to. They are very natural sounding, and they are very easy to listen to, because there's no isolation or anything weird going on. Then it's more natural to have this sort of design and this sound, because it sits outside the ear, further away, even compared to headphones, whether they close back or open back. These have a more easier to listen to sound. But yeah, just a slight lack in the sub bass. It does lack some clarity in the high end, so that's the only disadvantage. But apart from that, the mids and the bass and the highs for a Bluetooth headphone, for this price range and everything, they sound pretty good. So apart from those just minor drawbacks, I can't find anything else to complain about. These are very nice sounding earphones. Now as far as the call quality goes, now I'll go ahead and plug this into my phone, and then So this is a test of the built-in microphones for calls. As you can see, the levels are peaking, and that means that it's using the microphone to record. And this is the sort of sound that you're going to get from these in calls and stuff like that. So this is how they sound. Now, in my opinion, I don't think they're going to sound good, but this is what you get. Okay, let's talk about what I like about these earphones. So I like the comfort, very nice and easy on the head, and also like the price and the sound. The sound is pretty nice, and these are very cheap. Now the only thing I don't like about these is that they're a bit big. I mean, look at the size of the dock, and I know that this kind of technology is like meant to be big, because these design wise they're just a bit big, but I do think they could have made them a bit smaller. That's just an idea, but that's a small nitpick that I do have with them. But I'm going to conclude over here. These are actually very nice. I do recommend them, quite surprised, especially given the price range. But there is one thing I do need to mention, that is that these are not bone conduction and anything like that. They're just earphones that have the speaker sitting a little bit further away from your ear compared to in-ear monitors or earbuds that sit in your ear canal, and they block out the environment with an isolation. These don't do that, but yeah, that's the difference. But I do like them. They're actually pretty nice, and I think I do prefer this more than using normal earphones. So if you do have any questions about this, ask me in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in another video.